Hello, everyone, and welcome to Module 3, Leading Change. For the next 2 weeks in Module 3, we will be exploring how to lead change. In some organizations, they have a department called Organizational Change Management, or OCM. This group is very involved in major change initiatives going on, and they focus on areas such as communications, training, stakeholder management, and project success management. Your work in Module 3 will touch on these areas. So the purpose of our module is to understand and practice activities leading to change in healthcare organizations, and especially as they relate to HIT planning and implementation. Our learning objectives include understanding the impact change has on individuals and organizations, practicing using the fishbone technique to determine root causes, developing and leading effective meetings, and demonstrating effective plans and communications for organizational change management. So all of your exercises for this module will focus on doing those things. For this module, we will be reading the book Leading Change by Dr. John Kotter. He's a world-renowned expert in change leadership and professor emeritus from Harvard. Kotter is famous for developing the 8-step process for leading change that you see on the slide. So you can look at it as kind of a linear progression from step 1 through step 8. Or you can look at it as circular, where you continue to return to some of these steps throughout a project. In any case, all 8 steps are important, and they can be used for any major initiative. For health informatics projects, you might use the 8-step methodology for installing an EMR or other clinical information system. You could also use Kotter's change steps for introducing a new device or a mobile health app. Or you could use it to roll out a new analytics platform. So it can be applied to anything that will mean a change for the organization and the people who will be impacted by the change. In the early days, as healthcare was just beginning to implement EMRs, people did not typically spend resources managing the change. Instead, the focus was more on installation. They thought of it as a technical problem. We have to move from paper to electronic records. At the go live, when the switch was flipped, then the new system was on, that was the end of the project. In reality, that is never the end of the project. And we've learned a lot since then about the complex interaction of humans and technology. That's why we wanted all of you to have completed our 525 course before taking this course. It's a very good foundation for what we're talking about here. There are many technical issues that emerge and need to be solved, but also there are human-computer interaction issues that must be planned for and managed. What makes a major implementation successful? This sounds like a simple question, but it can be very complicated. You can get a different answer to this question depending on who you ask. The IT group may think vendor support or data security or minimal downtime is the most important thing for the project to be successful. The executives may think it is most important to meet the business objectives, such as staying on budget or go live being on schedule. The clinical users may think it is most important for the system to help them do their job more quickly, or at least not to slow them down. So if you ask these different stakeholders what will make the project successful, they each will have a different perspective. And it's our job as change leaders to find a way to create a shared vision so that everyone will think that the project is successful. So an important goal of change leadership is to plan for this in advance. Find out what your stakeholders think. Ask them from their perspective, what is it that will make the project successful? Then the OCM team can proactively manage this change by designing effective communications, providing training, and addressing these stakeholder concerns. So I want to take a few minutes to discuss the assignments for Module 3. For Module 3, you will complete 2 group exercises. The first is a fishbone diagram, or what is often called a cause and effect diagram. For this exercise, the group will complete the diagram using the template that we provide. We've also given you the problem. The problem the group will explore is EMR implementations are often seen as failures by providers and clinicians. So the group will then take it from there and brainstorm some of the reasons for implementation failures. The tool provides some of the categories for the group to explore. The main point is for you to think about what could happen and what could lead to failure, and this will help you to plan for proactively managing the change. The second exercise is to develop a change management plan. We won't be doing a complete, comprehensive change management plan, but some of the major pieces that usually go into one. In your plan, you will include a stakeholder analysis, and we've provided a tool for the group to use to analyze typical stakeholders that we find in any implementation project. The group will also complete a development of 3 different educational pieces. These communication pieces are explained in the LinkedIn Learning class titled Change Management Plan on a Page. This is a 30-minute short course that is available in LinkedIn Learning, and it explains these 3 communication tools: a change brief to executives, an infographic, and a timeline. So we want you to try this out and actually draft these 3 communication pieces to include in your change management plan. Even if you have no experience in marketing or communications, it's important for the change leader to be able to talk about the change and build enthusiasm for it. So be creative, brainstorm ideas as a group. Remember, Kotter's 4th step is communicating the vision. These communication pieces are part of doing that. To help with the content of these communication pieces, you can also refer to some of the other resources we provided. There is another change leadership model, the ProShe model, which we have provided some information on. So use all of the resources provided and apply them to the messages and the communications that you create. Finally, you will complete a 1 individual assignment for Module 3. This is a meeting to review progress. This assignment is based on another short LinkedIn Learning course about meetings. Meetings are very important to the success of your projects, and learning how to do them well can be a major factor in your success. So you will learn about the different types of meetings, when to use them, how to make them as effective as possible. And for the assignment, you'll be developing meeting materials for the meeting type that is called a meeting to review progress. So we've been talking about HIT project implementations. This will be you developing materials that you might present to review progress on an HIT implementation project. We've provided you with the tools and the templates to use here. This individual assignment has 2 deliverables. One is a 1-page document, and this would be the thing that you might use to review progress, say, for instance, with an executive sponsor. The second deliverable is a verbal presentation of this document. So this is a little different from what we've been doing in the class so far. And what we'd like to ask you to do is to schedule a phone or Zoom call with one of us, the faculty, and actually deliver a short progress report on your project. So whatever you've developed for your one-page document, you would use that to present us no more than 10 minutes review of the progress. This is a very real scenario and another instance where we want to give you an opportunity to practice skills. So delivering a concise, on-point review of progress is a very important skill. I've seen many people who are not good at doing this. They provide too much detail, are not organized in their presentation, or they may leave key questions unanswered, so the executive then begins to question them. As you can see, you will be busy practicing and developing new skills for change leadership in Module 3. The exercise is all tied together and focus on leading change for a major HIT implementation. As always, we are available for your questions. Enjoy the module.